I think I'm live. Hey guys, what's up? Let me see if it's true. I'm gonna check on my signal here real quick. Do a social media posting. Go through my intro. Get back on screen. Hey. And then we'll get started. So looks like it's up and oh man, we're actually live. So looks like it's up check that. And volume sounds good. We'll drop that down. I gotta kick the link onto the socials real fast and then we'll get to work here. So while I do that, allow me to regale you with my origin story if you're already familiar with this. You can skip ahead like a minute and a half and we'll be there. So spot check. Copy, paste, doing the things. I have to press the buttons a few times. So, okay, great. So, origin story. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish online. I've been running D&D since 1987. I've been using Eberron as my campaign setting of choice since 2006. And I've been creating content on the DMsGuild for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons since 2017. So, but I've never published an adventure, and so this is really fun. We're creating an adventure for Eberron. It's as you can see here, Crystals of Mabar, 7 and 8, 4 to 5 characters, level 7 and 8. You're fighting undead and Emerald Claw cultists in the Carnwood. In the nation of Karnath, in the continent of Corvair, on the world of Eberron. So I'm just about finished pressing all my social media buttons here, and so we'll get fired up here. We'll be here for about an hour and a half. We've got a 20-minute timer going. 3 more posts, and then we'll be good to go. I am here in the mornings, Monday through Friday, doing artwork such as what I posted to social media this morning, as well as you can see here, the book cover that we have that will be appearing on the DMsGuild once this publishes. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, including yesterday, I do development work. Right now I'm converting a lot of the previous work that I've done into the 2024 book, as well as the Martial Powers book that we've been creating as an alternate magic system for martial characters that is not spell casting. Super fun. Let's see. There we go. I'm on the X Twitter platform at Phil Kearney. If you are also on the X Twitter platform, be welcome to follow along to see the artwork that I produce, coupons for different work that I have, and just what general goings on there is. Here on YouTube, please do like, subscribe, bell icon, and notifications. Share a comment. I'd love to have you. We're on episode 315. Here's the entire playlist. We started creating the book cover around episode 40, so you can jump into the Wayback Machine and check that out. God bless everybody that's been in support of the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book, as well as the 5-color mana spell point variant rule mechanics that we've been creating. Just to Spell Point Warlocks. This is 2 sales away from a gold medal. If you want to support my work, pick up Spell Point Warlocks for at least $1. It is pay what you want. Otherwise, check out all my books, see if you like them, and buy the ones that you like, and just come back and check out the other ones that you don't later anyway. So book cover out of the way. We're back into sketching. We're making villagers, just random villagers to populate the town with. So when we last left off, I was having some issues resolving the eyes on this character. Oops. Hey, I'm on the wrong layer, dude. There. All right, let's try that again. Here. Head seems a little off on the neck, so I'm going to grab this here. Just pull it over a touch. I want to be careful about the shadow. It adds age and hard line, yeah, mostly ages people, but I also don't want to. Heavy lines also remove delicateness. That's off a little bit, so I need to grab there. Balance that. Yeah, that feels more balanced. And then that will unironically give her a bit more of a hip kick. I feel like that leg's a little low though. It'll be here. Feels a little, is it too long or is it just too large? That's the question. So I want to get the meat of it right. Might just be a little large. Just a tick. curve on that thumb. It doesn't have to be complete. It's just a gesture. So I like that. Yeah, pretty cute. Drop that away. So we got this guy. He's looking pretty good. Let's see if I have him. Yeah, I can define his arm a little bit better. This is still pretty rough sketch. We'll come back and clean up the line work. Probably in the next. Yeah, the next step would be to clean this stuff up. But he's got a really good, just general vibe. Very basic, uncomplicated. Is there another way I can say basic? Simple. But it doesn't have to be complicated to read well, right? It's a good silhouette. And that's what you really want to go for, especially when you're working with tokens and you're working with a variety. You want to have different silhouettes, so just things read differently. Like there's one, and there's one very simple, basic forms, basic form, basic form. A little style is a little bit more complicated. Basic and simple. I gotta fix that dude. All right, let's work on this gal first. I'm gonna take both this and this and drop it into a separate folder, and then really just drop these down there. And now, this is the way. So this is what we're doing. I'm gonna grab a quick swig here. I got about an hour left. Yesterday at our afternoon lunch stream, we went through what seemed to be the full list of feats that are in the 2024 Player's Handbook, and we reaffirmed which of them would be options to prepare instead of powers. I love that. Being able to spec into feats on a daily basis is a lot of fun. So much of it focuses on combat that it's no real difference from preparing a weapon mastery or just general spells. But it's more work to on a daily basis to go through and re-kit your combat. But it allows you the option to do that if you want to, especially if you're balancing between, like, if there's a less emphasis in combat in your game and more emphasis on exploration and social encounters, you can spec in and out on a daily basis on whether you're going to be combat function or more ability check focused. So there's powers that impact both of those. do like the dynamics of this gesture. I want to narrow her shoulders down a bit. I like how the shoulders are coming in, but I don't trust myself yet, so I want to bring the arms in on a separate layer. I want to get this torso correct. Rib cage down here like that. Here, that means that I need to shift. There we go. That feels pretty good. Navel down here like that-ish. There we go. I don't want to spend too much time here because it makes me look like a creep. There. Easy for the dress to flare and sort of flump. Structured sleeves here. not bad. A little thick. The leg is a bit thick. I might be able to just get away with it. So I'm going to drop the opacity down here a tick, and then we'll start bringing the arms in. Socket. Elbow down to here at the base of the rib cage. That's how far the elbows go. And we use foreshortening here to calibrate the elbow there. And then this. Separate layer from the arm to the back, because that's gonna sneak up and bite me in the ass. Murph. Wrong layer, Kearney. Let's go over here. There should be about there. I might be over gesturing. Hold on. So what I need here is drop this back a bit. Now I need a basket, a bowl. no, that's not proper. Hold on, let's curve that around. Now let's transform, and I'm trying to make like a little whisker, like a wicker basket. Geez, say that 10 times fast. Make a wicker basket. Thank you. I'm not jiving on that. Let's try that again. Seed gathering, you want to use, like, you can shake a tree and have berries and stuff fall off of it, so that's why you have these broader, shallow wicker. Well, they're technically bowls, I guess. Nice minor magic, like a super, like a common magic effect that would be useful, is that anything placed in the bowl doesn't spill out if the bowl is toppled. That's practical magic, like a soup bowl that doesn't spill on a boat, like so that the liquid in the bowl stays even keel with the top of the bowl, regardless of how you tilt the bowl. So you have to spoon it out and won't just slide out. Practical magic. Bit bigger and get it a bit. It needs more of a tilt or not. Here's a fun thing about illustrations when you're doing wire work like this, because you're both depicting, when you're doing a transparent, just a line art, you're depicting both the forward and the back, the front and the back at the same time. It just depends on how you're having your lines work. Like, for example, right now, this is the front of the bowl, and I can put a bunch of stuff in it here, right? Or I could erase this line, and now it's the bottom of the bowl. Same thing. This is a matter of, do I want the top to be depicting the top or the bottom? The angle seems to be off again, so I'm gonna tilt this up, maybe cinch it into her hip. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. That elbow is actually a lot lower than the base of her rib cage. So I think that might be where my actual problem is at. There. That's more reasonable. A bit, anyway. so this needs to be brought in a bit too. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Cool. All right, drop that out again. Drop this back in. But in this instance, yeah, I think showing the butt is the right. There, basically like that. And then we want to drop that down, bring this in. Hey, there's a 20-minute timer. How much time we got left? It is 7:10 here in Seattle. So we're going to be here for another 40 minutes. Perfect. Shapes across here like that. Strengthen up the arm, thin that down a touch. Something like that. Touch. I want it's again we're trying to think about the silhouette. A decent silhouette. It's not perfect, but it's managing. So we have that there. Let's bring this in 100% here. Duplicate this layer. Disappear it. reach down, then here. That feels okay. I bet it's. I bet we could do this. Probably blow it out just a tick. Erase that. Build it in there. Good. Oh yeah, that is gonna work out. Nice. Bop, 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 bop.
Quest looking good so far. I love hair. I love just playing with tangles and little... I like stylizing it. I like the texture that you can bring into hair. It's so much fun. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy. It's very simple, but I'm very happy with it. Let's adjust this apron. Is at a similar but slightly different angle for separation. There. embed the object into the figure by messing around with the fabric. There, a little fold sells that it's part of the form. You know, words. I'm struggling words right now. Flare this out a little bit more. There we go. Nice. Yeah, and we got some real basic form. Very, very basic, simple form. Simple. We want to keep it simple. Well, it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Actually, what I think I need to do is just bring this out a bit. There you go. Oof, yeah, no, that's off. Okay, let's just merge that little mess down so we can deal with it together. Bring in the thickness of those arms is a little too thick. little bit more. Get that elbow out there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. How is that? 20 minutes left? Yeah. There we go. Nice. I am pretty happy with that. Let's make it a bit bigger to fill the space a little bit more. But yeah, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. I think this might. There, how about like that? Nice. Just a nice little added touch there. I feel like, though, I need to bring this in a touch. Man, I think her head now is just a bit big. Not bad. It's not bad. Sweet. Okay, cool. This will be fun to sketch as well. So let's see. We got the woodsman's looking pretty good. The sassy complainer's looking pretty good. Poignant berry collector is looking pretty good. The sack dude not looking so good. Befuddled commoner looking pretty good. Overly concerned. Worrisome. There we go. Worrisome villager looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this whole set, so that's cool. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna lock that down. I got about 20 minutes left to play, so I'm going to switch gears and jump into some layout for a bit. So this is stuff that I do in the evening. I'm just sharing with you the process that I'm going through right now to build this thing out. So we're using like I talked about in the last. If you want to see going through this in the last session, we're using an 11 by 7 a 17-inch wide, 10-inch tall format that in a tablet sits very, very nicely. And the width of each of these columns is 10 inches by 5. So when I tilt it up on the side, 5.5. It's 5.5 inches, like 5.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall. When you tilt your tablet vertically, one column, one of these columns sits nicely on the tablet. So we have a good format here that we're messing around with. I'm pretty confident with it. We have a lot of text. So right now I'm just like we have this. So we have this control panel type format where I can have like these big village maps, and I can have a key down the side here, and then the descriptive text here. As we go along, we'll have an opportunity to play with that idea more and more. I'm still just breaking up the pages into their individual blocks. So that's what I'm going to be messing around here with for a little bit. I'm not sure how entertaining it's going to be, but I've been promising to share this process with y'all. So that's what we're doing. So we're working on this area here right now. It's basically breaking up the text into separate components. What I want to do initially is have each section of the document sit on its own. Ideally, what I want is to have a complete thought each column, and a map. There's enough, like I showed, there's enough space here on the map to be able to have a pretty good sized square. That map was all the maps we have are pretty big in size. So we have plenty of space on the page for us to be able to place those maps and have the different numbered locations large enough to be able to be easily viewed on the map. So just to go back up here again, see how things sit on the page there. We can zoom in quite a bit into the document and be able to see pretty clearly. I mean, I should have a grid on here. I just grabbed a quick sketch, but this is large enough on your map. See, this is sitting very, very easily on the map, and to be able to see everything that's going on at the grid level. It looks like this is going to work just fine. Pretty happy with that. Let's just grab this and just kick down here for a while. For area 3. That's for area 5. Counter. Box tax, encounter, there it is for area 4 is here. Takes us to area 6 here. 3, 4, 5. You can see we're breaking these things up into their individual ideas per column. For area 2. Comfort. Let's push that down to here. Red Wolf Company. So the table. For area 2. think I'll be able to trim out, because we have the weather vane, and I need to grab the bonfire log. If I can cut these two things out. There's a lot of redundancy in here that I get to trim out and help sculpt the text around the page so we have space for illustrations and stuff. Because we're not taking illustrations into account right now. Right now, all we're really doing is just breaking down all of the components of the document and having them sit together. All I need to do is kick down to the bottom of the document into Appendix 2 to be able to place these objects. This is Appendix 1, monsters, which we need to reformat with the new stuff that's going to happen. Night, NPCs, items and oddities. Artifact, I am a ritual. Bonfire log. There we go, into the list. And then we want to go down to region 3. Get through the cemetery. Down into... It's just a giant wall of text right now, right? That's the challenge. Clear air. Beep. There. Windings of clear air. Roll d6. Like, we'll probably end up having to like reduce the amount of text that's in each one of these numbers. We might be able to. We could probably trim this section down so that this all fits more cozily on one page. So we can have a clean break. So area 2, so area 1, we have region 1. We have region C, the flooded fort, approaching the fort area, and then area on one page, and then area 1 on another page, and then starting in area 2 here on its own page as well. Night plague disease. Like this whole night plague sidebar, this could potentially get dropped down into the items and oddities area. That is a reasonable possibility. We have Fort Area 3 here. And then area 4 and area 5, 3, 4, 5, and we have area 6. And that is eating up a lot of text in area 6. So we'll probably end up consolidating, and we'll probably end up reducing that text, but make it its own page. Area 7. Area 8.
Boy, oh boy, there's a lot going on over here.
So we're gonna have to kick this down to its own page. Region D, the gatehouse.
See, I have to figure out how to get these things onto a single page.
Area 8's got a lot going on, so chances are the correct solution is going to be to have Area 8 on its own page. Jesus Christ, which it doesn't even fucking fit. God, this thing is way too... We have to trim this down. And this needs to be trimmed down. Area 6 needs to be trimmed down so that we have room on the map to illustrate that specific point. And be able to have area 7 because it's going to occupy... Yeah, 6 and 7 are basically occupying the same space on the map. They're just adjacent to each other. So we can have those both sit on the map together. But I need to reduce the amount of text involved in area 6 so that I can fit area 7, which is far more reasonable, onto the same page and have enough space for a visible map. That will allow area 8 to fill in, and area 8 needs to be trimmed down so that we have full visuals on 7 and 8. The tunnel breach. Oh no, 7, 8. Yeah. This is separate. Let's double check that. That looks fantastic. Let's open and go to Crystals of Abar, Art, Act 2, C, here's the full map. Oh, but I did not include a number grid here, so that's not good. File, open. Dots, okay. And 8. Okay, 6 and 7 are basically, see, I can, like, when we build this out, I can have 6 and 7 just like this little stripe here. This 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So that 100 by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. This patch there would sit nicely like in a... I could technically fit it into that 5-column space because each square would just be a ½ inch. I mean, that's a lot of space that I have available there. So these, I think these maps are going to really reasonably sit inside the environment. It's just a matter of parsing out the size of everything. So for now, we're just going to we're not gonna overly complicate it for now. We're just gonna push this down here into its own new section, Region D, the gatehouse, and we're gonna break up this similarly to everything else. But we need to reduce the text here so we can get rid of this hanging paragraph. That should be doable. Area 7 should be on the same page as 6. This is very wordy. We can probably simplify this a lot. I'm glad when we did this, when we did all the editing, we added in, like, just was very thorough in explaining everything. But once we got to this portion, this is where we need to start, you know, trimming things out. So area 1, approaching the fort, environmental considerations. Flooded fort. That's gonna eat up. Yeah, this is. We could have, well, okay. So in the flooded fort, we can have the top side here. And then once we actually get inside, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 7, and we can have the rest of this bottom portion here eats up a good square space. So we might actually need these 2 extra columns here to depict this area, while we're going to use 2 columns up here to express the top portion. So this might actually work as intended. Wow. Okay. So again, don't need to question the process at this point. Right now, all we have to do is just parse things out so that they're sitting on the tops of their own rows, and that shows us where the extra gap is at that needs to be eliminated. You can see here. You can see here. And it allows us to drop down here into this area here. Leading at 3. Options to engage the region. I'm going to get rid of the map for now. And then so the map needs to fit on this page, and now we get to control more how that information is broken up on this page. Because we have 3 columns to play it, and I don't necessarily, while I want fonts contained to a single column, if I'm going to drop a map here in the middle, I could have information above the map as well as below it, whatever frames it best. And I can create variety there so that people are gathering information differently. There's a lot of options available there that we can play with the formatting, because we can have we can have the map, and then we can have the bullet numbers, and then have like lines going off with individual boxes with the title of each of those areas there, instead of having them listed out in the key, for instance. So there's a lot of flex in what we could end up doing in the formatting, but again, we're just parsing out all this stuff right now. Mercenaries, adventurers, successful, Captain Flawless. Captain Carl. I like calling him Carl. His name is Carl Flawless, but who cares what his last name is? It's the Carnath joke. It's the pun of Carnath, so it's Captain Carl. Anyway, going through that process. And now we have an encounter. Gatehouse. And then we have I don't know why we're labeling these things as hazards. That's a little weird. Gatehouse area 4. I gotta log out here in a hot second. And transition to part 3, and now we are in Act 3. There we go. And we still have to do font resizing and all that stuff. Again, we're just trying to parse out the page, and once we have everything parsed out, then we can start working on the actual format. This is a 12-point. The body text is a 12-point Roboto font, and so far we've used up to font size 28 for section headers. But we're going to, we're going to continue. I think this is all going to work out really, really nicely. It's just going to take a little time breaking it down so that everything fits more prettily. Okay, that's it. I gotta bounce. Oh yeah, it's 7:55. I gotta bounce. But that's the process I'm going through. So I'm going to continue digging through Act 3. We already did the appendices, so we're just going to dig through Act 3 tonight. We're going to have that done. That's going to have all of the different sections separated. Then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to start doing all of the font layouts to get the proper headers and subheaders built out. We're still just working in black and white right now. We may come back and colorize stuff in the future, but for now, that's where we're at. We separate all of the elements. We reformat the fonts. Then we start trimming the text so it sits on page properly, and then work the map illustrations into the page along with the text. So that's going to start becoming more of a visual affair. So it's take care of the text, then get the maps in, and then get the tokens in, and then any spots that are still open, we can start putting little spot illustrations, sketches, and stuff in as well. And then once we have all that done, we have a finished book, and then we publish it. So, it's coming along. I'm pretty excited, guys. So, catch up with me tomorrow. I'll be back online tomorrow morning. We'll continue with our villager sketches. Once we have all the line art done, we'll go back through, we'll clean them up. Once they're cleaned up, we'll go back through and colorize. We'll color them, and then we'll move on to the lab assistants. And then we have 6 different plot hooks, and we're going to be able to use tokens for each of those plot hooks to fill in the cast of NPCs in the game. So we're going to be doing that in the mornings while we're figuring out the layouts in the evenings. And once the layouts in the evenings are done, at that point all of our token and map assets should be done in the mornings. So then we'll be able to swap out in the morning from doing token and map work. We'll start doing actual page layout, like page illustrations, filigree for corner works, the navigation bar, breaking up the maps to sit on the pages. We'll just start doing all the visual elements that actually go into the page. If you want to see more of that process, like what that process looks like, you can go check out the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration playlist I have here on my YouTube channel. It goes through all like 300 some odd episodes of building out all the assets for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration document. This is a bigger process than that was, so that's why we have more episodes. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning, on Friday morning. I'll be back Thursday night, as well as Friday lunch, and then Saturday morning, and then we'll take Sunday off. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for being here. Laters.